If you're a worrier or an overthinker, this video is for you. My name is Connie Henriquez Kimmel. I'm the creator of Start Living Life. I teach women how to be happy, confident, and love life. So this is the thing. If you're worrying or you're overthinking, there is a remedy for this. But this is the thing. You have to do the work. So you can let worrisome, overthinking thoughts drive you crazy. And if you do, that's called anxiety and depression. So we want to prevent that stuff, and we want to start being aware of our thoughts. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, your thoughts are super powerful. They really are. And the thing is, we get to control them. Now, if you're watching this video or watching any of my videos for the first time, I'm going to tell you, you're kind of guilty of letting your thoughts control you. We don't want that to happen. And listen, I've been guilty of it too. That's why I teach what I teach, because I used to be you. So with that said, I want to teach you how to control your thoughts. So I'm going to give you a perfect example, something that happened to me recently, and how I was able to pivot, and how you can really do this in any situation. So my husband, Jeff, and I, where we live, we have outside feral cats. There was a feral cat that we fed for many years. She was the most adorable, beautiful cat. Her name was Emmy. She had the most annoying whine when she wanted food, but she was Emmy, like she was adorable. So she was missing for a couple of weeks, and we were wondering where she was, but that happens a lot. We have a lot of feral cats that we fix and we feed, and so she was gone, and then all of a sudden she shows up one day, and she's sick. Like, she is super, like, something's definitely up. So I see Emmy, and I'm like, fuck, man, Emmy does not look good. But now she's a feral cat. I can't pick her up, okay? So, like, if I come outside, she'll run. So in my head, I'm like, fuck, man, what do I do? And I start Googling, like, what do you do? Like, who do you contact? And, like, I'm like, so then I feed Emmy, she leaves, and now I have a whole full day of clients, and I have a whole full day of work. Now, I could obsess about Emmy, okay? But what good would that do? Would that help Emmy? No. Would that help me? No. It will just screw up my day. It'll screw up how I feel. And like, that's not helpful to me or to Emmy's solution that I had or felt like I needed to come up with. So what did I do? I put it out of my mind. Anytime I thought of Emmy, I was like, nope, not going there. All right, let me do a video. Nope, not going there. Let me finish this blog. Nope, not going. And so I had to make the effort. And guys, I just want you to understand, that is what life is about. That is what is about, controlling your thoughts. When you know you had that shit thought, you know, like when I thought about Emmy, I got that pit in my stomach that it's just like, you know, and I know. And I was like, no, I'm not going there, because the more I think about this, the worse I'm going to feel. And I can't do anything right now at this moment. Like, Emmy's gone. I don't know where she is. So I secretly was like, all right, Emmy, hopefully if she has to go to heaven, like, let her go to heaven somewhere and whatever. Turns out Emmy ends up showing back up. So it finally gets to the point where Emmy starts showing back up, and then her health is declining. And so what do? We finally catch her, right? Because now she's sluggish. Jeff was, who I love so much, you know, he caught her in a blanket, whatever. And we took her to the vet, all right? So it turns out Emmy had to be put down. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, when they told me that Emmy had to be put down, if I was able to just, because what happened was we left Emmy at the vet for hours because she was a feral cat, so whatever. Anyway, so they called us. They said Emmy wasn't looking good. Her prognosis wasn't ideal, and she would be better be put down. So if I was able to just hang up the phone and be like, okay, great, let Emmy, like, take, you know, let her go down, or, like, you know, put her down or whatever, and I love her very much, and I could just hang up, that would have been great. But no, they're like, oh, you have to drive back to the vet because you have to sign off on it. So I'm like, I have to think about this more. So then what happens? Jeff and I drive to the vet, and what did I do in the car there? I tried not to think about Emmy. I tried not to think about them putting her down. I tried not to think about her being sick. I tried not to think about how she got sick. Like, I just tried not to think about it, and I did it. And so we get to the vet, we see Emmy, and the vet's like, oh, do you want to be here when it happens? And I'm like, no. So I was like, nope. So, and Emmy wasn't looking at us, which also made me feel better, because I knew it was time for her to go, and she was ready to go. So they put down Emmy or whatever. We sign off, and we leave. We leave and we go to dinner. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, at dinner, I did not mention Emmy at all. In fact, what I was talking about was a book that I'm writing, my content I was writing, I was talking about good things about a house that we have out east that we're doing work on. I was doing everything possible not to think and talk about Emmy. And why was that helpful? Because I wasn't perpetuating the thoughts about Emmy, because there was nothing I could do. Emmy was done. Emmy was in heaven. Emmy was whatever. But I'm saying I had to make the effort. And that's what overthinking is about. It's when you understand that you're in full control of your life. You understand the power of wanting to be happy. And when you know what it's like to be happy, your tolerance for anything less is like literally this big. And so You have to make the effort not to think shitty thoughts, and you're going to know by how you feel. Now it's practice. What I'm telling you now, I've been practicing this for years. In the beginning, when I first started practicing this, yeah, was I as good as I am now? No, but that's why I want you to start now, because the more you practice, your life is going to get better. The more you practice now, the more as the years move on, it's going to be easier. And you're like, oh, that's what that lady in pink was talking about. Right. It's about you controlling your thoughts. You have control. So when you have a thought that does not make you feel good, I don't care what it is. I don't care what it is. You just have to change it and think about something else. And again, you're going to change your thought, and then that little thing's going to try to creep back in. And you go, no, 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 no. So don't talk about it. Don't think about it. Talk and think about positive things. The more you do that, I promise you, this will get easier. And you're going to start to see the evidence of you feeling better by not giving airtime to negative